I will start the recording. And we are live. Okay. Hey everyone, another Friday, another session of Amplifying F Sharp. So as always, a little bit of housekeeping before we really dive into the code. If you missed the last session 2 weeks ago, you can watch the recording. I will quickly share my screen to show you. We had Onur in the session, and he showed us some really valuable tricks how to debug Fable applications. And yeah, I for sure learned quite a lot, and I think some other people as well. So yeah, we watched the video if you missed it. And that was 2 weeks ago. Last week there was no live session on YouTube, but instead some of our members went to the BobConf in Berlin. Shout outs to the organizers again, and thanks for all the good time, because yeah, the conference, it was our first time at the conference, but it turned out to be really awesome. Great people, all like functional enthusiasts, and very welcoming. Enough time to socialize between the talks, and at Ganmi we had our share of socializing. Let's put it that way. And yeah, we met some people we really wanted to meet, like Louis. Greetings to Louis, and also Susanne from the OCaml community. And there is some collaboration brewing, let's put it that way. And yeah, you can read on the Amplifying F Sharp blog post a little bit of details about it, and yeah, maybe do the exercises, and yeah, have a little bit of a feeling what we did there. The topic was computation expressions. So another topic we need to talk about, or want to talk about, is our started Open Collective initiative. So we are collecting money from people who want to help F Sharp. And there are different tiers, different things we can do with different levels of money we will be able to collect. One thing we will be able to do is turn Edgar's hair into a blue color with 5K, but also other things. So we are nearly there. We already contributed, I think 4.7 US, 4.7K US dollars. And we are also putting the money to use, because our goal is really not to have like a big number in a bank account. We really want to use that money to help F Sharp. So, for example, my travel expenses to Berlin were covered by this. Some operational things of Amplifying F Sharp are covered, and we really want to yeah, pay contractors to work on F Sharp. Like, for example, the Rust Foundation does. They pay with the big money they have from big companies, contractors to work on Rust. And we want to do the same thing. We are very far from the level of the Rust Foundation, but small steps. And if you feel like, hey, do bigger steps, donate big amounts of money to us. That's how we do it. And yeah, with that, I give it up to the people who are working on some of these ideas. And first, it's Edgar's idea how to drive F Sharp forward.
Yeah, thank you, David. So as David said, I completely second that statements. We want to really invest in F Sharp, all of the contributions that have given to us. And one of the initiative is to have a really awesome language tour, or try F Sharp on the website, on the web. So we are we are looking to partner with members of the community to develop that experience, like the Gleam language has. They have a really awesome tool where you can go, end to end to be able to learn the language on the web browser. So yeah, stay tuned to us. We are going to, be talking about that in the upcoming weeks. And also, I think Florian has an update for us.
Yes. Hey, how y'all doing? So we talked a little bit about how other foundations are able to provide, contractors to do stuff, and we kind of try to want to do the same thing. I happen to be one of the contractors, and as a first experiment, we are going to try and add some analyzers. So there's this great PR from Thomas last week where he just pointed out some code cleanups and performance improvements. And it's really stuff that you don't really think about. For example, this doesn't really make any sense. You're kind of pattern matching for a list with a single item. But there's also like a little performance bump that you get when you're doing an equality check on the empty list. It's just way cheaper to do a list that's empty. And that's why we decided to let's try and spend a day and create analyzers that automatically detect these kind of things and can able to solve them even in your IDE. So I started this morning with creating some analyzers. You can kind of see some initial progress that's being made in Ionite. Now remember, analyzers are a community project, so there's no big tech really supporting these, and they are coming in F#9, or that's at least what we still hope. So if we have those, we all sort of have a better F# experience and are driven to write some more performant applications or whatnot, just like an improvement of code, so things you're just so used to that can be highlighted. So this one definitely is in progress, and I think there should be another one. Nope, no other one. Yeah, so this is the other one. So yeah, long story short, having more things like this is beneficial. So if we were to have the official support for F# analyzers like C# has them, yeah, without any actual analyzers, that won't bring any value. So we just need a bulk of these things, and that's why I'm really, very motivated to crank out this entire list. But these things take a little bit of time, and you can do them sort of after hour, and then eventually some of these things get merged. But it's good to just let's take a day for this and let's just do the work, because that's part of it. So if there are any questions about why we chose this specific thing or what are other ideas we still have, just please talk to us. But yeah, know that we're also trying stuff like this with the money we're collecting. So yeah, that's a brief update. Watch this PR for more good news, I guess.
Cool, thanks. One more thing before we dive into today's session. If you're new to F# or even if you like refreshers, Edgar and Ian are running the F# essential lectures on a weekly basis. We are now in, I think, week 5 or 6 already. I don't know. Yeah, like 90 minutes each week. Really, really nice way to learn about F#, from the ground up to real world use cases. Yeah, give it a try. Check out the recordings to get a feeling how these sessions run. But if you really want to engage, join the live sessions. That's really the best way to get your answers in the live session from the man himself. And having said that, we move on to the live coding, and it's again our champion Edgar Gonzalez. He identified another shortcoming in the compiler about warnings or missing warnings in the case of obsolete constructor parameters. And yeah, let's see how we will solve that one today.
Right. Thank you, David. Yeah, as David said, I'm going to be investigating and hopefully fixing that issue. And yeah, kind of show a little bit what is the kind of the process around how did I went through in order to fix that issue. First of all, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the amplifying F sharp session page. And the idea is simple, like, when you are creating your library or you are just coding and you don't want to use anymore a property, and either in C sharp or F sharp, what you do is you mark your property as obsolete, you pass it a name, and then yeah, basically you are expecting you will be notifying all the callers or all the usages of that property to be obsolete. So your user will know that that's not that you shouldn't use that. You should use what is suggested instead. But there is some shortcomings in the F-sharp compiler when it comes to attributes in general, when it comes to um, to notify those warnings or errors. So yeah, so I have been fixing the last 2 years, maybe 10, 15 issues regarding this, but I always find a new one. So these are the gremlins. When they touch water, they keep appearing, they keep appearing, they keep appearing. So yeah, today we will be trying to investigate and fix this. So let's switch to the IDE. So this is Rider, and I am using a Scratch file, which I'm going to kind of show what is the issue that is happening actually. So we have a type, a class called JSON serializer options, and here we have a member which is set to be obsolete. And as you can see on line 13, when we try to use the property, it's still not complaining. It's still saying that everything should be good. Even if I want this to be an error, it's still not showing anything, which is, really, really bad in my opinion, in terms of, notifying your users that the consumers of this member that you shouldn't be using this. But there is something interesting because this will work if you use it in a setter. Let's say if you try to set this as a member after you instantiate the class and all of that, it works. So yeah, we are doing something there, right? But I guess we are just missing a check, calling a function that calls the check attributes somewhere. So the expectation for today is to investigate why we are not showing the same warning on error on line 13, and hopefully be able to get a accurate range and yeah, be able to only show this part on the range of the error or warning rather than the whole thing, because most of the ranges that are used in the compiler, they are the outer range, which doesn't really tell you exactly where the issue is, just tell you that somewhere around there is the issue. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So what's the first step I always do before I start checking the compiler? First of all, write a unit test. But before I do that, I want to, if anyone is out there that doesn't know how to contribute to the F-sharp compiler, is as easy as clone the repo, get it to your machine, and then follow the developer guidelines, which is basically just run, if you are in Windows, you just run the build.cmd, and then you pass the flag no Visual Studio, and that will it will build the proto compiler, and it will do all that needed in order to you to start running tests or putting breakpoints and all of that. You can also run this on Mac by just running this build script, and you don't need to pass any Visual Studio or anything like that because you are on Linux or Mac. And yeah, so if you want, for some reason, you have a problem and you want to maybe add some string stream resources into the compiler, maybe a warning, error message, or a new language feature, and you want to know more about the developer guide, you can click on the developer guide and you will land into this page. And here there are information like how can you update your fork, the same thing for the Windows, but there's one important thing that I want to show you is how to run your tests. And this one here, the updating the fscomp fs and this fscomp regex. And this is a way to, when you add a new entry to a to this txt file that's called fscomp or this file, you will need to run this on Windows in order to basically make that the code. There will be some resources generated, so you can use that message on your code. If you are in Mac, you just need to run the build script with the release flag, I guess. Yeah. So with that said, it's really easy to get started. I just don't even think it too much. It's just the same, the usual steps, and you will be ready for that. So now, first step is to go to the class that I know where I have been writing my unit test, which is obsolete attribute checking.test. And the first thing is to create a new test to basically make sure that we are we have a failing test that we can start working on. So to do that, I'm just going to start maybe copying this, just duplicating this one in order to make it more easy for me. Right, setting this here. Now, I have here I'm going to replace this with the text that was raised on the error message. It's on the issue that was created. So obsolete attribute warning is taking into account in a constructor property assignment. So what we can do here is copy the code that was somewhere that was in our script and put it here. All right, and then this will get us there. So just remove this for now, and then let's check. So we have defined our class, we have our open statement, then we have this, all of this. So if I run this, this should pass. Oh, no, I need to remove the ignore warnings because this is a warning yet. So if we don't want to, we want to really show this, the warning, we need to remove that line. So now let me run this and this should pass. I mean, I'm saying that fail is fails here because that's what I'm expecting, but the error I'm expecting is like this will say this was expected to fail but succeeds. And then we can really go a little bit more in detail and see where in the code we can look at. Yeah, so another thing is useful when you are contributing is to kind of see where is the documentation for the compiler. So there is the compiler documentation, and on here there are key folders, as you can see here, like the abstract IL, syntax tree, type of tree, checking, and all of that. And most of my contributions, they are based on the checking, in the checking logic, as I always say in the sessions, I think. So and here there are many folders, and the two that I really use the most is the check declaration, the check expression. This is where's my where I live and breathe, in those two files. So here we need to kind of apply some common sense and say, okay, let's see what the test says. Yeah, the test says operation succeed but expected to fail. So yeah, this is basically we have replicated the issue. We know that it's not showing a warning or a error. So yeah, that's the first good step. But I was saying we basically need to apply some common sense, or at least think a little bit and say, okay, this part here is a declaration. We are declaring something, and in this, the options is a expression, or at least the right-hand side of this part is an expression. So I know it's going to be close to it's going to be in the check expression, or at least that's the first place I will look into. And then this part will be a pattern, which I guess there is some check patterns as well file, or at least they must be in the same check expressions. There might be some logic that we also check this left part of the binding, but I'm not interested in this, so let's just ignore that. So what I do is basically then go to the check expressions file, and for that I will just go to my check expressions, and then here there are, I don't know how many lines, 10,000 or something. It's huge, and that's why, sometimes my my little machine really struggles to process this file. So this is a lot of lines of code. So okay, so you would say, Edgar, but there are a lot of stuff here. Where should I look into? So we know that we will be doing something with expression. So I guess you can start by looking something like expressions, or more like TC is for type check expression. And then we have something like here, where we know that this might be a place where some logic will be happening. And here is where every time there's expression that needs to be type check analyzed, it goes through this here. And then you have a try catch here. So I'm expecting that I won't go to the catch, so I will go to the try. And then here, then my train of thought is basically, okay, now I am in the type check expression not recover, and I need to start looking into it, because at some point there will be a match expression where we'll say, okay, these are now I need to find out which kind of expression is this. So if I put a breakpoint here, I will definitely know this will be my first, I guess, my first approach. So if I take a breakpoint here, I will expect to land here. So yeah. Okay, well, this is running, and because it takes some time, I wanted to show you a little bit. This is maybe out of scope. No, it's still scope. So the tool I use to learn all about, or try to familiarize myself or get familiar with AST, is this amazing tool. I would say Phantom's tool. This is for someone who wants to contribute to any compiler, or not any compiler, but for the F# compiler at least, and wants to know how the AST looks like. It's here. So on here, I can basically check that if I put my code on the left side and then select the show the untyped AST, I will be shown, the structure, what the compiler is using to analyze all of this. So I have a let binding that has a sim binding, that's okay. And on here, there is a sing expression that is an application, and it has the fun expression, which is the name of the constructor, and then it has the arg expression, which in this case are all the expressions that are inside of the parentheses of the constructor parentheses. So I can see here that I have a parenthesis, that then I have an application that is the default options, which is this one here, and then the true is the this arg expression here. So we can see that all that logic is there. So this will give us a little bit of a mental model of when I am debugging the compiler, I will know that it will take me to this point. So let's go back, and we are here. So this is the sing expression constant. And if I go to my unit test, and I think that is analyzing this first part here. Because yes, this is a declaration, as I said before, but there's also I have expressions inside. So that's why it's doing that. So if I then go here and then try to see where are we, so it has go to the expression thing. Yeah, this is not what I want, I guess. Let's see the next one. What is this now? Constant bool still, no, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. All right. Yeah, this is what I want. So this is more like the indent options. And then I know that this is going to take me to the T long till then, and it will get somewhere here. Now I should be able to get to the value, but I'm seeing here that I got a constructor here. This seems like a good place to look at. All right. All right, so it's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of type checking happening, but if we keep looking at, there will be a point where we are going to land into a constructor part, I guess. Right. Yes, there it is. So now we have landed into this place, which is checking the JSON serializer option constructor. And I guess what is on this minfo is the constructor itself. And I'm expecting that somewhere in here, there is some information for us to be able to check. Let's have a look. We have these default options. Right. It's okay. I always look for something called methods or yes, something like this. So sorted, and then I have my constructor, I have the bulk refs, and hopefully this default option, if we look back in our unit test, this default option has an attribute. So my hope is that one of those bulk refs will have the obsolete attribute there. But let's see. So if I go to here and then go to the enclosing types, and then type column range and go to this one, and then no, this is not the one. This is one. Yes, and then check the default options. Yes, I can see that there's one attribute. Is that the obsolete attribute? It is. So yeah, we know that the attribute information of the member is coming along with us, which is good. This is what we expect. So let's, go more deep and see what we're looking at. So what is this? This is type check constructor item then. I'm not sure exactly what it does, but I just need to follow the attribute or follow the money, as someone said, and see where this lands. And then right, so I'm expecting at some point we'll see something like yeah, there's another call to this, and I can see that it will land into this place. All right, so what is this? This checks and inherit ties declaration of an implicit or explicit class. Yeah, don't understand much of that, but seems good to me. So on here I have a name resolution item constructor group, and I have some args. What is this args? I guess this is something to do with the constructor itself, because this scene expression parent reminds me a little bit of this stuff here. So I am expecting that I won't see any attribute, but what I will see is this information. I will see the default options equal to true. Yeah, so I expect to see that information there. Let's have a look. So if I go to here, I have the parents, yes, and then I have a tuple. Interesting. Why a tuple? Because it has two values. So it has this seems like oh yeah, here's yes, I got the arc expressions and the default options. But I guess that's not relevant for us at the moment because we just need to know if we're in the right place. But we will, I guess, need to use this at some point. So, right. So we are in the constructor, and then we can continue, and then I can basically check. Okay. Right. So type check method members call the using of first class values. Is this should we go inside of this, or is it, I think, too far to go? Let's look around and see what we said, what is being analyzed here. Args is always list length except indexes. And this goes to, yeah, it will really go, in a more deep analysis inside of a class. I think we based on the doc and the comments, and based on where are we, I think here will be a reasonable place to see where we can put the check if there's a need, because we know that the attribute is coming here. The attribute is coming somewhere inside of a data structure, is coming here. So, we know that we're in the right place. So, yeah, I believe we can, stop this here and then try to see something. So there is, this is based on what I have done in the last year or so with the compiler contributions. I know there is a file called attribute checking, which, as it does what the name says, it analyzes the attributes. So, and we are analyzing in this case a balref. So there must be something like called check bal. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I already knew this, so I'm kind of cheating now, but I already knew that there is a check val attributes that receives a val ref, and then it will do what the existing logic does. So we just need to make sure that we can call these check val attributes on the right place, and we will pass it a val ref, and that will do the job for us. So with that being said, now first step is to see how can we construct that val refs. And let me disable copilot, disable completions. So I can say the val refs, and then I will say that I have the m infos. And then I know this is a list, so I'm going to say list okay, list.collect, this list.choose. It is a list, so I can do a list.choose and then do a concat to merge all the results as Jimmy suggested the other day, that there is an easy way to do both at once, which is the collect. So I'm going to use Jimmy's suggestion, and I'm going to basically collect those values. So I would say that this, let's call it minfo, and then said, okay, minfo. Now let's see if my intelligence is working. And then it was something like enclosing types, enclosing. or something like that. Apparent enclosing type, apparent enclosing app type, apparent enclosing yeah, tycon ref. I don't know. It seems like this is what I want. Let's see. And then I will do members. And then I have the sorted and by name. I guess by the information on the tooltip, it will be easy to use just the balref.list because it brings already the information I need. If I select this one, I may need to do some gymnastics to try to get the balref inside of this name multi-map that I don't really know what it is. Okay, so let's see this. And it seems like it is compiling. Now, let's put a breakpoint here, I guess. And I just want to make sure that I am getting some values here. Yeah, I'm just going to know what is this balref thing. I have to say that yesterday I looked a bit this bug just to see that, you know, I was hopeful that I could find a solution. So yeah, I did analyze a little bit this piece of code. It's not like it looks that I know exactly what I'm doing. It's just because I did a little research yesterday. So don't think this is as easy as it is. um, So in theory, we should be able to graph these two properties. I want to see this so I can get access to the attribute here. And then I will pass that balref to the check val attribute and then see if my test now fails. I'm at this stage, I'm not even worried about the range or anything like that. I just want to see the error being the warning being thrown and then erase, and then we can, you know, adjust everything and all of that. Right. I just wanted to check. Now that I have maybe now I'm a little bit curious why the AST for this on the compiler in the debugger says that for multiple members on the constructor, it will use a tuple, and I think this said sequential. Okay, so I have my let, I have my expression. No, it has a tuple, so yeah, this is correct. There's a difference. What? Oh, is this correct, Florian or David?
It is, because you are kind of you're creating an expression that you could also have in just doing it in 2 lines. I mean, this won't be correct any further than the untyped tree, but for the untyped tree, the expression is basically you have a sequence of two things, default options and custom options. So that's where the semicolon creates it. The semicolon, what you might be confused with, is in active patterns. When you do
Yes.
named access, there you would use a semicolon, but that's a pattern, not an expression. So we're looking at expressions right now.
All right, yeah. So basically, I only need to care about the comma when I am on a constructor because it wouldn't let me check. I mean, this is just for my own education. If I go here and add a second val here, and then do custom options or something like that, options. And then I will do custom options equal to false. This won't compile, but if I do this, oh, sorry, I'm just hitting the wrong key bindings for all right. So this is invalid, this won't compile, and this is valid because of that. Okay, so yeah, I'm safe to assume that in user's code, there won't be a semicolon here, just be a colon. So a comma. Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway. Let's switch back to the compiler itself and see, yeah, I don't need this breakpoint anymore. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. Or maybe I do. Valref, if this is analyzing the first one, will be 0, of course, because it doesn't have anything. Check this. 5. And I do have the constructor, and I need the default options, and I have my attribute here, which is obsolete attribute. So yeah, all good. Now, why I don't have another one here? Maybe it's the other one. Let's see the ranges. So this is range set, which is 5. And the other one is range 5. Yeah, I'm a bit confused by this.
If you go back to your tests,
Yep.
so the with get set basically produces 2 of these things. For each one of them, we will create a valref. So that's what you're seeing.
That's why I'm seeing 5, 2, 2, and 1 for the other one. I mean,
yeah.
I'm seeing 1 for the constructor.
And
2
then
for
2
this.
for each.
Yeah. This is 5.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so right, so let's make some progress. So yeah, we have something here. So we can then now stop this and do a for loop for val ref in bar refs. Refs. All right. Then do, and then check val. Please tell me that can access to this here. Yes. And I will then pass the val ref. Maybe I can even try to be only send the on the sense the one that are members, but yeah, for now, just I'm not going to worry about that. All right, what is this saying? I guess this is not returning unit, it's returning something else. So let's sorry. Let's see how they use this. So they pass it a G, a global, and then it passes the val ref, and then passes it passes a range. Now we don't have the accurate range now, so this is going to be a little bit awkward at the moment. So let's use the same name to be consistent. And then do I have a G? Yes, I have a G. And do I have an M? No. What is my available range? Range this M item, or I have the M whole call. For now, let's use this to see what is this using, but yeah. Let's see. Okay, now let's run our test, and finger crossed, we will be able to see an error message here, a a warning, error reporting, I guess I would say. And then we can start thinking on seeing how can we narrow down the range to basically make it really, really clear. Because this happens every time to me when I am looking for a bug, or when trying to understand a stack trace or an error message warning. Is like if the range of the error is the whole line, I don't know exactly where is the issue. So it's always good to try to narrow down the range to the most accurate one. Sometimes it's doable, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you need to find a compromise that works for the F# team and works for you and doesn't need a complete rewrite, because sometimes in order to get the range you need to change, you need to update a lot of logic, and that might not be worth if there's a hassle. Right, so let's see. Any question in the chat? No?
None so far.
Okay. Yeah, I have to say, big shout out to UK Rustation, because last time I was in the Discord and I think was fixing a different bug, and he joined the Discord chat, and he helped me fix another issue. It was good discussion, a good question being asked on that short call, and we managed to fix the bug, and the compiler that is being merged now. So yeah, thank you.
You are welcome. I can't say I've done much, but I certainly took some inspiration.
Yeah, you did, and Jimmy as well. I always see Jimmy on the Discord channel sometimes. Showing his work on IONI, all that stuff. So he's really inspiring, and sometimes Chet and some of them, which is really good. It's they have teach me a lot over these last 2 years. Florian as well, David. That for me is now I'm trying to keep, to trespass this knowledge again, so it doesn't hold on me forever. If I leave tomorrow, if something happened to me, someone will know that check expressions, check that what that file does, and also what check declaration does. So all right, cool. So yes, we have a warning, which is it's better than before. What this is saying is, it's saying this construct is deprecated. This is bad. Okay, so this construct is deprecated part. It comes from from that function called check val attributes, and this is bad is just what's being added here. So yeah, I guess for now let's keep it that way. Now what I want to do is to write another test and to check that I am using an error. So I'm seeing the error here. So instead of being a warning, it should be an error. And for that, I just need to do true. True will stand for, is an error true? Yes. So let's run this unit test, and I will expect this to be an error instead of a warning. And we can then analyze the range and see if that's what we want. My machine is behaving quite decently today, so really happy about that. All right, so this is the error, and yes, it says there's an error. So we have show that the No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Copy, and then replace this. All right, so yeah, all of this works. So if I run both tests now, all of that should pass or not. Yeah, so I think, yeah, let's have a look, because depending on how, the range is now to, yeah, what I'm fearing is like we are calling the check attribute on all the constructors, and there must be another cases where this will break the existing analysis. We need to basically only care for when there is a constructor that has members being used inside of the constructor. Otherwise, this will, just raise a lot of warnings and all of that. So yeah, so this passes, but my fear is that if I run, let's run all the unit tests of all these files, 60 tests, to see, what's going on, and then we will understand what, how much damage has been done with this single line of code. Okay, so far 1 test failing, 2, 3. Okay. Stopping 4. Only 4, please. No more.
Ask and thou shalt receive.
7. Oh god. Okay, not that bad. Right, but I kind of understand where are these errors basically, because now we are analyzing. So this member is now being analyzed. So, but we are checking the constructor. So it's going to be analyzing the members, the band refs from this here, but we are not basically, we shouldn't be analyzing that if it's not used inside of the constructor. So, and that is where this args thing, I think, comes handy, because on here we know that we have the information that that is inside of the parentheses. So I guess, what we need to do is to kind of have like, if constructor arguments is not empty or something like that, and then do this check, and then we only be, you'd only be analyzing what we need to. Now the problem is that, or the challenge is that all of these, in order to analyze this, we cannot do it in an if-else manner. We need to kind of build something like recursive that will go through the parentheses and then find if there's another parenthesis, analyze every single part in order to get what we want, which is the I guess what we really want is the idents to check. If we really want to basically be able to use an accurate range, the range we want is this default option. So the range I want is this range. If you see that I am highlighting the range, and then on the left-hand side, only the part that I'm highlighting is generated. So I want this part, and for that is stored in the sync expression ident, and that is is stored there. So yeah, I need to go through all the, the syntax, the sync expression shapes, and analyze that. Right. So let's try to do that. I mean, I'm sure I'm not going to get it right at the first, so I will need to improve this a little bit offline. But yeah, let's give it a try. Okay, I mean, ideally, what I think when people does in the compilers, they create some active patterns, then they use it. But for the sake of this, let's just only create a a simple function that's going to be recursive here. So let's try to say get constructor args, and then this will take expression, and then I will need to match against the expression, and then here. All right. Now let me check the one here. I know that the outer part is always going to be a parenthesis, right? Constructor always will start and then with a parenthesis. So I'm assuming that I can just guarantee, I guess, that the outer part will always be a parenthesis. So if I do sing expression dot parent or something like that, and hopefully Ryder will do his magic and show me what are the available parentheses there. So I know that this is the sing expression. I have the left parenthesis, right parenthesis, and the ranges. I don't care about the ranges, so let me only use the first one. And for this one, let's see if I can see what is the name. Yeah, it's called expression. So if I do expression and then do let me think. So if there's only one, let me go back to the Pantomas. So let's use, because I noticed that there's different, AST generated. So if I do only one, so this will be a, this will be an application. Yes, it will be an application. So inside of a parent will be an application. But if there are more than, if there are two, this is a tuple. And then I will have a list of Sing Express applications. So, yeah. And if I do 3, use this equal to false. Hopefully is only those 2. So I can see that it's a tuple. All right, yeah. So yes, I need to write more unit tests, but for now only care about the application and the tuple part. So for that, I should be able to say dot sing expression dot application, and then here let's see what do we have inside of application. Right, that will tell me or not. Yes, so we have flag. Don't care about flag. Is in fix. Not sure if I need that. No, I don't think. We have fun expression and we have arc expression. So fun expression of arc expression. Which one should we care about? Fun expression, I think. Arc expression is what is on the right-hand side of the equal, as I can see here. So it will be fun expression, right? So in order to, because there's in F# you can, when you use discriminated unions and they have name arguments, you can only if you pass the name of that argument, you don't need to use the rest. So this is a less verbose way of doing that. So if I go to the tooltip, I can copy this and then I can paste this one here. Let's call it this expression. And this will cover the case for that. And what we want to do with this is we want to make it recursive because made a mistake here. Constructor args. Okay, so we wanted to make it generic so we will be able to call these from within, so we can basically do that. Okay, so all right, and then I will pass expression. All right, so then this is for the case for the single parameter. Now do the sing expression dot parent again. Parent, and then here I will copy the expression and then say that this is sing expression dot tuple, and then look at what is inside. Okay, just show me. I have a struct, I have an expression, I have a comma range, and I have that. So based on the AST that I saw from Fantomas, if I do this, run this, this will be a tuple and it has an expression. And inside I will have the, yes, I have this one here. So I need to access to the expressions. Okay, let's do that then. All right, so what I need to do here is expressions, and then I will do that sing expressions. And here I will do a yeah, I need to iterate over this. So I guess I can do list dot let's collect, and then do the because I can, I think, reduce this to this one here. Right, yeah, it needs to be recursive. All right, yes, of course, we are missing some cases. So now what we're missing is, I guess, another case for the application itself. Yes, because if it goes here is the parentheses, then we would try to get this, but if it goes out, it needs to have some sort of a next thing to analyze. So I will say sing expression dot up, and then here it will be I will need to analyze, I guess, both the the fun expressions and the arg expressions. Fun expression is going to be I guess, expression 1, and then I will do the arg expression that is going to be expression 2, and then I will do this, but now I need to analyze both. So let's turn on Copilot for a sec and see, based on this, if he's suggesting something that we can do here.
Isn't this already the part in the tree where you need to return the expressions, like expression 1 and
yes, but I need to basically analyze each one of them individually, because basically the information will be basically, if it goes to the parent and then goes into here, then if this is a application, it won't basically use this, it will go out. At least that is my expectation. Let's see what Copilot says here. Is this the wrong name.
You miss a C.
Yeah.
Funk.
And as I said, this is something that I will need to really check it out offline to make sure that I am running all the unit tests, all of that. And what we are looking after is the seeing expression, and I guess was the in event or event. I think I am looking at the event, and then I should be able to set that this is the event. Is this right or no? I think. And then of course I need this. I need this one here. By the way, David, I kind of use your attribute here, right? Because I'm not using it's not the take all recursive attribute.
No, you can't use it here.
Because it's not this is not using all of them, is it?
It's just not a tail recursive algorithm.
Cool. So now next step will be to yeah, I need to check this one here. I mean, it compiles, but it doesn't really give me the confidence to really say that this is exactly what we need. But from top of my head, and after thinking a little bit, it's the best I can come up for now. But yeah, I will double check with the unit test and all of that. All right. So next thing will be to get the constructor, so CTOR args. And here I will need to get access to this one here. So CTO, let's call it arg expressions like this. And then I should be able to do this. And again, my favorite function for today is list.collect. Let's see how that goes. And now let's ignore this for now so I can see if we have some values here. All right, let's have a look. Let's go to our unit test and go to the one of the last ones so we can check this debug. And let's see if we manage to capture the expressions that were inside of the parentheses. So we can at least, be able to not really break the rest of the analysis because of the members that are used on the class, but not in the constructor, if that makes sense. This will, be handy if we put it in a active pattern somewhere in sing expression ops or somewhere in the compiler, so it can be used to someone else. But yeah, this is still early for that. Let me check the issue for this, because I saw some conversation happening here. It's me, right? What Vlad says here is, okay, great, thanks. Could you also check if it's ignoring case of normal method setting properties? Nice, yeah, there's there might be a case where we also need to check when it's calling a method. But yeah, that's a different PR. I'm not going to do it as part of this. And then this one here, it says also with the init properties. And I guess this is for the interrupt with C#. Yeah, seems like. This would be a bug fix. However, I'm not sure it should be under the language version. We hide init only property check under F#7. So though it was a bug, it was fixed, but it produces a new error warning. They should probably be treated as the rest of the obsolete fixes like a bug fix. Yeah, I don't think they should be on a language feature flag, because if you are using an obsolete property, an obsolete member on your code, I think you want to know that is obsolete and you need to use something else. So, but yeah, I guess, once the PR is up and, the team sees this, and they will decide. All right, so no constructor arguments on the first constructor because it is the declaration. That's okay. On this one here, we have two. So we have the default options and we have 936. So this is 936, 950, 936, this one, and 50. Aha, we have the range we want. And now, yes, so now is let me put a comment here. To do. Check this properly and make sure you cover all the cases. All right, and here too. So let's replace this this here. I only want to analyze this if not CTR is empty, M3 not empty. Then yang no, then and then I only want to do that if this is not empty, which will make sure it only cares if there's something inside of the constructor. Now, let's see, let's get the file to give me some information. It seems like it is compiling and so it doesn't produce any syntax error. So let's run the unit test again and see if we are actually now done, if the rest of the unit test should be passing as before. All right, so this will take a bit, I guess. So yeah, this is not good first issue. Help wanted, yes, but good first issue. And the funny thing is that I wanted to fix this since 2020, 2 years ago. And because less than 2 years, because this was really annoying me when I was learning F#. So it was like, why I cannot see my obsolete warning, and it really drive me nuts for some time. But yeah, and finally I have time, and I was able to really narrow down this. Okay, let's see. Still. now let's think a little bit more here. So in theory, if I only want to get, because we saw that this construct argument is going to bring both idents from the ident that has the attribute and the other one that hasn't. So, and we know that the balrefs, one of those, it has the attribute. So I guess what we can do is filter the balrefs and filter them by only getting the one that has the attribute, the obsolete attribute. That way we can get that the only member that has the attribute is in this list, and then we can say, okay, so if the ident with the same ID text, it is inside of the balrefs, then we took that range. So we can basically match the names and then match the and use the range, and that will give us the most accurate one. And then because it's a list, I can check different. I can check different members and use the right the corresponding range. All right, and we have succeed, and we have all the tests passing, which is great. So yeah, okay, so for this part, yeah, I think I'm going to do this part because we have go more than 1 hour and 15 minutes, and I wanted to ending a good note. The only thing I wanted to also say is like this is F sharp using F sharp. It is basically this is all F sharp, but there must be a case where we can have a consuming a property from C sharp. That can also be the case. So before we end this, let me write a unit test that will show you how you can write a unit test in the compiler that uses C sharp, and then the unit test will consume C sharp, and then it will let us know if that's the case also for this scenario. So all right, so if I copy this and then paste this one here, I would say that is a warning. All right, constructor from C sharp. All right, and what I need to find out is, I had this already prepared here. This is a snippet of C sharp code because for some reason, I no longer remember how to type these keywords anymore, which is weird. But yeah, I can. All I know is that you know what? I'm not even going to reinvent the wheel. I think I saw somewhere here there was a test that is checking for C sharp. So if I do this and then look for C sharp, yes, I will have this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one, go to the end, sorry for the fast scrolling, and then I'm going to do this. So here I will just need to replace the bit of logic here. So if I cut this, paste this one here, and then now my logic will be the same. It will be this. And here we need to do this. So then this test, what this test is doing is saying, hey, I have a C sharp library that contains this piece of code. And then with this name, and what I'm doing is I want to use it in my F sharp. And for that, what I do is call the with reference and pass in the C sharp library. And then we use the app, which is the F sharp code. And then we say compile it. This should fail with these diagnostics. So I don't know if in this C sharp compiler they can do this. They can define this F sharp and then consume it and then C sharp code. That will be really curious to see if they do the other way around. But in the F# compiler, there are hundreds of unit tests that checks for interop, because for the F# it's really important to be interoperable. And yeah, this is basically one of the best ways. Well, I'm running out of battery. 1 sec. Okay. Right, so my expectation is that this should fail, but as we saw before, the F# using an F# member with the obsolete attribute wasn't failing as expected. So let's see what this does. And in theory, it should fail because we are doing already this check here. But what I'm not sure if that part of the analysis also comes down to this path. Maybe it goes to it's in a different place. But at least we need to, for completeness sake, we should test this scenario, because yeah, it's the right thing to do.
But you are not yet calling the white C# function, or do you?
I mean, it's a constructor. In theory, in C# you can basically, there's an implicit constructor here. Sorry, this is my bad. This is the wrong name. Should be this.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Good spot. Yeah, because it's saying that this is not defined. So yeah, cool. One thing I noticed that even you can define the version of the C# code that you are using here to basically say, okay, I want you to use this C# library with this version of the language, and you can also define the version of the language on F#. So it's really powerful because you can basically do checks for version 5, any version that you want, and then even preview, and that will test it. Let's have a look. Default options. Come on. Oh yeah. Let's check this. I have the JSON protocol test data, JSON protocol data, and ignore null values. Okay, this is the right one. Copy and paste issue. Sorry. But yeah, I will need to also make sure this works. And yeah, I will be curious to understand if we use the same analysis for both cases. This bit of logic was suggested by Copilot, but I don't think this is the best way to do this, to be honest. So I will have a look at this one. I mean, in theory, it is, because it is concatenating two lists, but I don't know what are the implications. Right. No, operation succeed expected to fail. So yeah, this clearly showing that this analysis, at least that this analysis, when you use a member from a C# class, it doesn't go, it doesn't go through the same logic or the same check. So yeah, I need to fix this. All right. Fix me. Why? All right. Oh, okay. So that's what I have for today for as part of the Amplifying F# session. So if you have any question before I go, let me know. If you have any question, how to contribute to F#, how to make a difference, or if you need some help, trying to visualizing yourself doing this, I have to say that if I was able to do this by, asking questions, by asking for help, by interacting with these awesome three people, Florian, Jimmy, and David, and they, all I know is thanks to them in regards to the compiler development and all of that. So, yeah, please reach out to us, and we will be more than happy to get you started, and and give you the tools, give you the confidence so you can do this for F#, because a stronger compiler, it means a stronger community for all of us, because we all use the compiler, and we all want to have a fast F#. We want to have a good F#, and yeah, that's what we all strive for. So with that being said, yeah, that's all from me. David, if there's any question, let me know. If no, I will hand it over to you.
No, there are no questions in the chat. So I think we once again want to say thank you to all the contributors, all the donators, especially. Yeah, you see our work. We hope we let our work speak for itself. So yeah, if you can make a difference money-wise, supporting-wise, think about it or talk to your boss maybe. Because yeah, so far it's really 99% individuals who have donated to our cause, and yeah, to really make bigger actions, would be nice to have some companies as donators. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you, and yeah, see you next week.